almost anyone can do almost anything. What do you think about that? Almost anyone can do almost anything.
I agree with it.
Why? Because you're not an agreeable guy just to agree with someone.
Yeah, I think it goes back to God's no respecter of persons. And what I mean by that, for those people that don't understand, is he doesn't favor or say this person can and this person can't. And whether people believe the same way I do or not, we all kind of understand that there's no one human that's inherently better than another human, right? There may be skills that you're better at, things you're better at, but no one person is better than another person. Okay. So in that, us being created equal, which our company was founded on, we all have the same opportunity. Doesn't mean that one's not going to be harder than another. That someone may not have a harder time or have to do more work or learn more. But almost anyone can do almost anything is true because we all have the same opportunity. For every person that says, well, I can't do this because of this, right? List the excuses. You can find someone that had it worse that did it, right? So I agree with it because the only thing we can control is what we do and how we respond to things, our attitude. So that makes it so much easier to live life and build business. I got two things to think about. What goes in here through my eyes, through my ears, and then what I actually take action and do.
Right on, man. The things you think about and then the choices you make, right?
It's going to be hard. And it is hard, and it's supposed to be hard. And if that's someone's reason for not taking action, they just need to get over it because nothing that's worth anything in life is ever easy. And, we just heard a really cool podcast with, Ed Milet and Andy Frisella. And it's interesting because in today's day and age, we like to glorify things, say these things are for everyone, that everyone can do it. We have this very inclusive thing. And I know it goes against a little bit of what I said of like, as humans, any of us can do anything we want. But there's also context to it. I'm not going to be able to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, no matter how much I might want to, right?
But here's the thing. I think we know that. See, I don't think we have to talk about it. We feel like
Agreed.
we have to provide the context, but we don't because
All right.
I don't even dream. Here's what I'm not. Every once in a while, to use the metaphor of an NBA player, every once in a while, a really short player shows up and does well. A Muggsy Bogues who was 5'4", right, or Isaiah Thomas who's probably 5'11" or something like that. That's not normal.
Right.
Your talent has to be almost superhuman.
Sure.
If you have those deficiencies against the trees.
Correct.
Right? And so there's some nuance there. I don't even begin to think that this 45-year-old person could even begin to compete with those guys. There's just limitations that it's not going to happen.
Right.
But I also know what to place that on and what not to.
Agreed. But
right, that's the piece.
It is.
It doesn't get applied to everything. Everyone tries to apply it to anything hard. That's the problem.
But that in there lies the point.
Yeah.
Let's say you find your superhuman thing, you find your talent, it's still going to be hard.
That's the point, yeah. And everybody wants to think, well, this wasn't for me. It's
right.
too hard. And it's a bullshit out. It's a bullshit excuse.
Right.
Yeah.
So the line that I use all the time is success is about consistent and persistent effort over time. We all know what it means to be consistent. But the persistence is what gives, because being persistent means staying consistent whether you get results or not. A lot of us get comfortable, get complacent, and we stop doing the thing that got us there. Or we hit a glass ceiling and we don't understand, well, the strategy that got us here is not the strategy that's going to get to the next level. As I look at starting a new podcast, the strategy that made my last podcast successful in the mortgage business is not what's going to make this next podcast successful. You have to continue to do it over and over. So my point in that is no one would question that, yes, it's hard for someone who's 5 foot anything to be a legend in the NBA or even make it to the NBA. But what I'm saying is even stuff that makes sense of, hey, Mark's got a ton of freaking experience, a ton of knowledge. He's got the personality. He's got all the attributes to be a successful entrepreneur. That doesn't automatically make it easy. It's still going to be really effing hard. And it's going to be hard in different ways. And I think that that's what's on my mind right now is as soon as we embrace the fact that we're going to fail, and that's awesome because now I learn a little bit of extra stuff that I need to get to the next level, and it's hard and it's supposed to be hard. I think as soon as we get that, then all of a sudden it makes it not as hard and it makes it not as frustrating.
So I guess it's supposed to be hard because we just haven't developed the skills and haven't done it. That's the supposed to. It's just supposed to be hard because you just don't know how.
But even when you have levels of success, even that podcast, Andy Frizzell's like, that was really hard. I think they said he made $56,000 the first 10 years in his business.
Not each year.
Yeah, no,
The first
total.
10 years, yeah.
And then now that he has like a huge company, he's like, it's actually harder now because I'm having to do more things, learn new things. It wasn't things that maybe came naturally to him. And I think that's the part that is people think it's, at some point, it's just going to get easy. And there's times it's easier or not as hard. But that's what I've just I say resigned to. That sounds horrible. I've just accepted it and embraced it.
Yeah.
No matter what level of success I do or don't achieve, it's never not going to be hard.